What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about Alakazam for Pokemon Go Battle League. Now Alakazam, the community day is going to be on the 25th of April, so that's going to be tomorrow from when I'm recording this video. And Alakazam will be getting counter. Now, this is a really unique opportunity for coverage with a Pokemon, but do know that Alakazam is very, very glassy. So it's going to be a double-edged sword. You're going to be able to delete things very quickly with that counter move, or you're going to get deleted very quickly. So it's not going to be the bulkiest Pokemon out there, but it could be a lot of fun to test out and play with. So today we're going to talk about its matchups, its movesets you want to run, the IVs, and everything. So as you guys can see on the left, fast move of counter, that's going to be the community day move from April, and then fire punch as a charge move. This will provide you with some great coverage to those steel, ice, and those grass type Pokemon. On top of that, it's going to be a great shield baiting potential because Alakazam does have access to Shadow Ball as well. Shadow Ball is going to be hitting so hard. You guys know how Shadow Ball does in Pokemon Go PvP. Now, moving down, we have the rank 1 PvP IVs. If you guys have more questions about PvP IVs, there'll be a video popping up right here to help explain it. But when it comes to your hunting for PvP IVs for Community Day tomorrow, for Great League, we want 1-15-15. We definitely want that low attack. That's going to be rank 1. Ultra League, a 0-14-15 is going to be rank 1, and Master League, obviously 100% IV, 15-15-15. So be sure to let me know down in the comments if you guys actually got one of these rank 1s, and if you got a shiny as well, be sure to flex that because that is going to be awesome for you, and huge congratulations if you guys did get that. Now in today's video we're going to be diving into pvpoke.com, which is the best Pokemon Go PvP resource. So if you guys aren't on this website already, be sure to head over there. And if you are already, you guys know how fantastic it is. So we're going to be heading into the rankings right now to check out where Alakazam stands in terms of all three leagues and see what its best counters are going to be and what it's going to be amazing against. So we can go ahead and search right here, and we're going to search Alakazam. And as you guys can see, it's ranked very, very low. That's 284. That's pretty far down. But its key matchups, I think, are very, very strong for the Great League. So as we're going to see, the best Pokemon that it can beat are going to be Pokemon like Registeel, Skarmory, Toxicroak, Venusaur, and Meganium. Those Pokemon right there are already very meta, especially that Registeel and Meganium. We see a lot of those, and that's due to the counter and fire punch. So as we see here in the simulation, if you guys don't know about the simulation, there's going to be a link popping up right here. They'll explain about pvpoke.com and what it goes through. But basically, it's a battle simulation so you can see how it does. But as you guys can see, as long as we shield once, we are going to absolutely destroy. Counter and Fire Punch is going to be phenomenal against a Registeel, which is why Alakazam is going to be great against those steals. So think about Master League as well. We'll get there in a second. We're going to go ahead and head back, and some of the biggest counters, actually what we're going to do is we're going to simulate it against all the Pokemon in the Great League, but we are going to make it a custom, which is what you guys can do, and we're going to put it at the Great League meta. So probably the most common Pokemon you guys are going to see in Great League. And we'll simulate here, and we'll take a look at its biggest wins and its biggest losses. So the biggest losses right here doesn't come at any surprise. Pokemon like Togekiss, Haunter, Alolan Marowak, Clefable, Altaria, Sableye. The list goes on, which is why I said Alakazam is a double-edged sword, but some of its biggest wins are really cool. We have Registeel, Cresselia, Probopass, Ferrothorn, Cherim, Frostlass, Shiftry, Bronzong, Meganium, Jirachi, Scrafty, Dugong, Bastiodon. These Pokemon it can do very well against. So you definitely don't want to be switch locking yourself when it comes to Alakazam. You want to try to line yourself up against these Pokemon, but it has some great coverage. But do know it is super glassy. If there's a hard hitting fast move like Charm or Shadow Claw, it'll absolutely be destroying this Alakazam. Now we are going to head back to the rankings and check out the Ultra League. Now the Ultra League, again, is going to be dominated by that Giratina Altered and Registeel, like you guys felt during Go Battle League. So we're going to go ahead and check out how Alakazam does right here. And, oh, that's a Shadow one. Shadow one as well could be very, very strong. If you guys have a Shadow Abra, that's going to be good. But we'll go ahead and check out the normal one. The matchups, again, somewhat similar. Poliwrath you can beat, which is pretty common. Registeel, Cresselia, Armored Mewtwo, and Machamp. So the Armored Mewtwo, Registeel, Poliwrath, and Cresselia are very common in the Ultra League, and you guys are going to be able to beat that. Doesn't come in any surprise. It's going to get absolutely destroyed by a Giratina Altered. But I'm curious to see how much damage Shadow Ball will do against Giratina Altered. If we can land a Shadow Ball, it'll do 129 damage, so a little more than 50% of the health, so that's just something to note. Maybe you farm down a Registeel with counter, land a Shadow Ball against Giratina Altered, and you're able to take it out because it was at low health, so there is that potential right there. Now heading back to Alakazam versus all of the Pokemon, again, you guys can check it out for yourselves. You guys can check out all the Pokemon that it's going to be weak or strong against. Do note that 500 right here is a tie, below 500 is a loss, and above 500 is going to be a win. So we're going to actually change it to our custom again, and we're going to go to the Ultra League meta, and then we're going to go ahead and simulate and take a look at the key Pokemon it can win or lose against. So doesn't come at any surprise, Giratina Altered and Charmers are going to absolutely destroy it. Again, it's that hard-hitting, fast move damage. On top of that, the resistance to counter as well is going to be huge. Now looking at the big wins, we're going to see Pokemon like Regice, Jirachi, Cobalion, Armored Mewtwo, and then a lot of these are starting to get closer, but you can still beat Melmetal, you can beat Poliwrath, Registeel as well, but that's actually going to be pretty close, which is interesting. It's because Registeel is going to max out at level 40 in the Ultra League, but Fire Punch will come in clutch, but oh man, look at that. You are barely going to survive a Flash Cannon. It's going to be doing 82 damage. So that's definitely going to come down to IVs, but if you go into a 2-shield situation where you shield both Flash Cannons, you should be able to finish off with basically just counter. I don't think you really, actually, you'll have to use the Fire Punch actually to take it out, but you come out with a lot of health as well. Now we're going to take a look at Alakazam in the Master League. Again, these movesets on the left, counter, Fire Punch, and Shadow Ball, are going to be the most optimal movesets in all 3 leagues actually, which doesn't usually happen. Usually different leagues require different movesets, but with counter, you can take down those steals like we're seeing, Fire Punch as well, great shield bait, and then Shadow Ball is just such a hard-hitting move, and the only legacy is going to be that counter, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and check out Alakazam in the Master League, and it's actually ranked 76, which is pretty high, and that's due to the fact that it can beat those steals we're going to see. So Dialga, Metagross, and Melmetal. That is actually phenomenal. So we have a new Pokemon that can handle these steals. It doesn't have to be maybe a Rhyperior or a Kyogre or a Heatran, for example. But again, you're losing hard to Togekiss, you're losing hard to Giratinas, which doesn't come at any surprise, but we're going to go ahead and check it out versus the Master League meta to kind of see what other Pokemon we are strong against. You can scroll up to the top here, change it to custom, change to Master League meta, and then we're going to go ahead and simulate here. The reason why we're going with the Master League meta is to take a look at the most commonly used Pokemon. There's no need to sim against Pokemon that you're probably not going to see. So our big losses, again, no surprise here. Giratina Altered, Togekiss, Giratina Origin, Dragonite, things like that. And then our big wins, Groudon, actually, Garchomp, Mamoswine, Conkeldurr. You guys are going to make fun of me in the chat. I already know about that. Heatran, Tyranitar, Metagross, Melmetal, Swampert, Dialga, and then you lose to Darkrai. But this is actually pretty interesting. Those are some really key wins right there, especially that Groudon Garchomp as well. That's a nice surprise, and you can handle the steals as well. I'd like to see how close this Dialga fight is. It's going to be very, very close. This is running... Okay, yeah, 6 HP and a Dream. So that's definitely going to require that you have 100% IV right there. It's going to be very close, and you actually lose in the 2-shield situation. This is probably because Dragon Breath is going to be doing more damage than the counter will to the Dialga. Now, will Alakazam be meta dominant and be a new shakeup to all the Go Battle League metas, Great League, Ultra League, Master League? I don't think so. It is too glassy and too much of a double-edged sword to actually make a meta shift to you guys want to start focusing on counters for this because it is so impactful. It's definitely not, but it will be fun to use. This doesn't mean you guys can't use it. As you see, the key matchups are pretty nice, but you will have to protect it from its weaknesses. which there are a lot of weaknesses. But I think overall, it's going to be a fun investment if you guys have extra resources to invest into an Alakazam with the counter. It could be fun. But as in terms of if you don't have a lot, I definitely wouldn't hard invest into Alakazam right now because it's just not going to help you as much as other Pokemon could. Now, down the line, we may see Mega Evolutions coming. It's definitely part of the Pokemon universe, and that could change Alakazam. So what you want to do, everyone, is make sure you catch a Great League, a Ultra League, and a Master League Alakazam. Make sure you evolve it from Abra to Alakazam so you can have that counter and save it for down the line because Mega Evolutions could alter its performance. We'll have to see how that happens, but you don't want to be caught not having an Ultra League one, for example, because it doesn't perform as well and you thought, I don't need it. Definitely save it for down the line, everyone. It's what I do every community day. I try to find a best Great League, Ultra League, and Master League one that I can and make sure I evolve it so I have the community day move. And another tip for everyone out there, some people may not be able to participate in Community Day, so this is a great opportunity if you have extra candy to evolve a couple extra Abras that aren't, they could be random IVs, but you evolve it so you can trade with friends or community members, or maybe even at the next Go Fest. This could be a good trade for people who didn't have access to that, so make sure you always stock up on some extras for members of the community. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Alakazam. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to give it a try and showcase it in some battles next week. Be sure to smash that like button, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.